Hello. Okay, I don't think I'm live yet. Hello, everybody. Okay, I believe that I am officially live here. So if you are here, let me know, watching me live, just say hello. Let me know maybe where you're joining from. If you are watching the replay, still give me a hashtag replay and let us know where you are joining from. Just giving it a second here. Okay. And I know that I was having some trouble the other day seeing some comments. So I'm trying to keep up, but those that are in the Facebook group, I tend to have the best visibility. So if I'm not responding to you, it's possible that I don't see this. So hello, sorry, getting those housekeeping notes out of the way. Welcome. Today I'm talking about shifting into your next level income with ease, more clients, more money, more success. So how many of you, again, whether you're live, great, say hi, let me know. But I'm curious whether you're live or watching the replay. For you, when I say, shifting into your next level income with ease, what comes up for you, right? Because that sounds lovely. Sure, like, oh, my next level income and making it easy. But does that feel real to you? Like, does that, or is it a feeling that you're just like, that's not possible? I'm just curious the feelings and thoughts that come up around that, because the thing is so many of the people in the online space have become so conditioned to having to do so many different things in order to be successful, in order for your business to be visible, in order for you to get clients, right? And it can feel like a lot. And you're just, especially, like if you left a successful career, like myself, right? I was a director of sales. I was very successful overall. And then I came into this entrepreneurial world where basically I was just like, I have to do what? I don't want to sit here and spend my time building sales funnels and pages. I want to coach my people. I want to do this work. And you weren't necessarily expecting all that comes with it, right? So you're just like, the idea of shifting into that next level with ease feels sometimes almost even impossible because there's just so much that you have to do. So want to kind of demystify that, debunk that myth, because it can be simple, it can be easy to shift into that next level. So today I just really wanted to kind of touch on the key steps to shifting into that next level income with ease, what those are, what that means and looks like, and what comes next, right? So sorry, just popping back and forth. And okay, so it says, hi, Lori, I'm live. I feel that I want to make more money, but I'm just not getting it right when it comes to getting clients consistently. Okay, sorry, I'm trying to see who this is here. Bear with me. But yes, so that one, and I'm going to just pop that actually up on the screen for those that are tuning in from a different platform, because we are multi-streaming here. Okay, so that is Eleanor. Hey, Eleanor. So I'm curious, Eleanor, and feel free to share if you are willing to here. You're just not getting it right. So what are the things that you've tried so far that you're just like, this isn't working? I'm curious. And how are those things, like, how do they actually feel for you? So that's just something to consider. And we're going to definitely talk about this, because the thing is when it comes to shifting into your next level income with ease, it doesn't have to be that complicated. And what you're feeling, Eleanor, is probably what a lot of you are feeling, is that you've tried all of the things, right? You've followed all of the advice, you've done all of the things, you're not getting the results. And when you do, it isn't consistent. So the idea of shifting into that next level, it feels almost impossible or scary sometimes, because you have to let go of maybe some of the stability that you've been used to from other resources and have to actually really trust in that. So it can be frustrating because you know that this is what you're meant to do. So want to definitely review with you today a little bit of those high level. These are the things that you need to do in order to get to that next level with ease. And I guarantee you, some of it might be painful at first, but if you do these things, you are absolutely going to be able to shift into that next level. It's going to be easier. And it's not just like the shift that's going to be easy, but it's business from there on out is going to feel different. It's going to feel easier when you do these things and when you have these things in place. So, sorry. Okay. And anyone else, if you are commenting, and I said this earlier, as you're joining, but I am not seeing comments outside of the Facebook group. So if you're in the Success Zone Facebook group, that's probably the best place. Oh, I did refresh and I saw one here from Michelle saying marketing on TikTok, Facebook, coaching with someone and feeling like total crap after. I'm curious about coaching with someone and feeling like total crap after that one, because you shouldn't be feeling that way. Like if you're doing what you're really meant to do, you shouldn't be feeling like crap after. Like if you're showing up marketing on multiple platforms, that's again one of these things that you don't have to do. You don't. Okay, like permission granted, you don't have to do that. Okay, so oh, that one actually came through now. So and this one, here we go. So showing up on social media, I've had a few referrals and really wish I could just book out this way. Haven't been consistent on social media because it feels like shouting into the void. Okay, so let me tell you that, you know, and I'm assuming that maybe it was Eleanor coming back to my question there, but it does feel like shouting out into the void when you don't have some of these steps in place. And that's actually, that's a great lead in to this next thing. So in terms of these key steps, there's going to be 4 key steps that I want to talk about here. And the first one is going to be clarity. And for a lot of you, you've been in business for a while, so you're probably like, I already have that. I know what I'm doing. Like I have clarity, right? Because a lot of times we associate that with like the newbie version of us who didn't know what she was doing. But then the thing is you've been doing this for a while and then you get to this point where you still feel like you're not doing. So sometimes you have to go back to that clarity, whether you're making $2,000 a month, $0 a month, or $2 million a month. Honestly, you have to have this like at your core. So there's a few key areas that you're going to need that clarity in and around. Okay, so the first one being who you serve. Because if you don't know exactly who you serve, it's very hard for you to be effective in any of the things that you're doing. Okay, so that's like first and foremost what needs to happen in order to have what I like to call an energetically aligned marketing, you know, plan that works for you, is to know exactly who you serve and not just like, oh, I help female business owners. Okay, great, cool. Right? But like, who is best for your work? Who is going to benefit the most from working with you? Who do you enjoy actually working with? Because when you have these things in place, it's going to make it a lot easier. So going back, Michelle, I don't know exactly what you meant by the comment. I'm actually going to pop back over to it where you said, you know, feeling like total crap after. You said coaching with someone and feeling like total crap after. Right? So again, I don't know for sure that this is what you were talking about, but I'm going to assume and use this as the example, because if you are working with the wrong people, that might actually be legitimate. You might not feel good. You might feel energetically drained. You might feel hesitant to actually go out and bring in more people because you're just like, if this is what it's going to feel like, right? So clarity around exactly who you work with, who is best for your work, is going to be really, really important for you. And then the next thing is going to be how you help them, the outcome, the result, the transformations you deliver. Now, this one again might be like, okay, going back to grade school here, right? Done this, been there, done that. But again, this is something that you need to revisit and recalibrate regularly, because if you don't have this clarity, it's going to be really hard to shift into your next level with ease. And some of these things, the clients, how you help them, they may have changed and shifted from when you first started, or even from like very, very recently, because you've had some realizations. So you have to be really honest with yourself, as well as the people that you serve, because when you have this clarity, you're going to be able to best serve your people, and you're going to clear some some energetic blocks too around bringing them in, because that is a real thing. If you're wanting to shift into that next level, your energy is just as, if not more so, important than the actions that you're taking, because you can show up all day, every day. You know, most of the people in my audience, they do take action, right? Like, you're doing things, but if they're not the right things, it's always going to feel difficult, like you're banging your head against a wall. Okay. So getting really clear on how you help your people, the outcomes, the results, the transformations you deliver, because you're going to need to be able to speak to those too in your marketing. And then being very, very clear on your unique zone of genius. And this isn't just like, oh, I help people have more freedom in their life. No, like, how? Like, really, really clear. Like, what is the outcome? What can they expect when they're working with you? Because the more, this is going to come full circle here, you like into the last thing that I'm going to talk about in terms of these key steps. But you have to be clear on these things. Okay, so clarity, number one. And so just kind of trying to pop over and check comments. So if you have any comments and I am not addressing them, my apologies. I'm not necessarily seeing them all. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so Michelle said the coach. So it wasn't the example that I used, but the example that I used, it wasn't Michelle, but it's relevant, okay, when it comes to, you know, having that clarity around the people. But Michelle said the coach made me feel like crap and not going back. Well, yeah, that's a problem as well, and one that's really, oh, I could go on about, you know, the coaching industry. There's a lot of people out there that their style isn't necessarily conducive to helping people to grow. So it's really important when selecting a coach to just make sure that there's that energetic alignment, that you feel that draw, that connection with them, and that they're going to coach in the style that actually works best for you. Because a lot of coaches are going to just say, you know, like, do it my way. If you don't do it this way, then yeah, you're crap. I actually had someone tell me, was doing a little bit of market research, and they had a coach that actually told them, like, if you don't do it this way, like, this is the problem, and if you don't do this, you might as well just kill yourself. Like, so this could be a whole nother session, but I get that, Michelle. So please do not let that experience hinder your willingness to work with a coach, because there's a lot of really amazing ones out there. But again, just taking that as a learning lesson going forward as to, you know, what is going to be important for you, because your energetic alignment with how things are going in your business is just as important as the actions. So, okay. I don't think I missed any other comments. Just double checking here. I don't know about anyone else, but Facebook has been a little funky lately, especially when it comes to my lives. So, okay. So my apologies if I'm missing anything from any of you. So clarity around who you serve, how you help them, and your unique zone of genius. Because the thing is how you help them may not be the same as your genius. So I want you to get really clear, what your genius is in your eyes, but also from your people's point of view. Like, what are they coming to you for? And then what is the thing that just lights you up, that you can do it with your eyes closed, that makes you so excited? And is that the thing that everything in your business is centered around? Okay, so having that clarity. The next thing that you want to make sure that you have is alignment within your offers, your clients, and your messaging. So alignment, this word I think is kind of sometimes a little thrown around a little haphazardly in the online space. So let me just clarify what I mean about this. So alignment with your offers, meaning if your offer is not something that, first of all, is it right for your dream clients, the people that you actually want to work with, the people who you are best serve, right? That we were just talking about, having the clarity road. But then your offers. I want you to actually go back, look at your offers, look at your offer suite if you have multiple offers. How do you actually feel about them? Are you excited? Are you just like, these are going to change people's lives? This is going to, you know, transform their lives. This is going to make their lives so much easier. Are you just like lit up, excited, ready to tell people about those offers because you know how impactful they are? And if not, why not? Is there something that needs to shift or change? Or do you need to get rid of that offer and create different ones? Are they displaying your unique zone of genius? Are they allowing you to thrive? And sometimes this can be hard because you may have been like really tied to an offer. And sometimes you can believe in an offer, but it can still be the wrong offer for you. You can believe that something is going to work and it doesn't, and it can be really hard to let go of it. But I need you to get really, really real with yourself in terms of those aligned offers, because again, shifting into the next level, you don't want everything to feel hard. You don't want to feel like you have to do all of the things. You want business to feel easy. Shifting into your next level is actually going to make your business and your life feel easier. So expansion can make things easier if you have these things in place. So alignment within your offers, within your clients, and that's going back to that clarity, right? So if the people who are best for your work are not the people you are currently targeting with your marketing, your messaging, they're not the people you're currently working with, something has to change. Because you can't expand into your next level with ease if you don't feel that connection to those people. If you are going in and going back to the example that I used that wasn't really the example, but like if you're going into sessions and you're not excited about helping those people, you're not lit up about your work, you are going to put up blocks. You're going to put up walls around growing and expansion. So, and sometimes this, that person might be much further along than what you actually give yourself credit for. You might be bored with your current people. You might be annoyed by them. You might find that you're judging them, and maybe you need a lower level client that you're not going to have as much judgment against. Maybe you need a higher level client that's going to give you more challenges. That's going to be, an easier conversation, et cetera, et cetera. So having that alignment within your offers, and then the messaging, the alignment brings together the clients, the offers, and everything. When you have those things in place, having that aligned messaging and that's speaking to those things properly is going to just make things a lot easier. And going back to, Eleanor and saying like, you're doing all of the things, and, Michelle saying I'm on all these platforms. You don't have to have it that way. Like when you can have all of these things that we're talking about today in place, you can operate from a space of things feeling easier. You can have, you can launch products without giant launch events. You can show up and get results even when you don't have a big audience, even when there's not a lot of people, showing up. The right people are going to come out when you have these things in place, when you have that right messaging that's aligned with all of these things. So, and I'm just, sorry, going to go back. I've just been talking. Okay, Michelle said, absolutely. Just trying to, again, guys, refresh some comments. So if I'm missing anything from any of you, I will come back to it in the comments later. I will go back and look. It's just a little slow. Okay, so Eleanor said, yes, I do feel good about my offers. Awesome. Where I need to focus is sharing my zone of genius and exactly how my intuitive readings can help. Yes. And this is going to come full circle, Eleanor, here in like a couple of minutes. So I'm going to come back to that comment because that is really, really important. Okay, so the next area, the next step, right? So we've got clarity, alignment, integrity. This comes through in multiple aspects, okay? So integrity in your business, yes. So this one is big for a lot of you, especially, well, no, a lot of you. Anybody who's a service provider, really, somehow, some way, this is going to be a relevant statement. But practicing what you preach, especially coaches. Are you practicing what you preach? The things that you teach, the things that you help people with. So let me just give you an example. Okay, so for instance, you're a social media strategist, let's just say that. And you're telling people that they just need to have really, like, let's say, go with what I said, like really targeted content on one platform, but then you're showing up haphazardly on 5 different platforms with kind of crap content on all of them, and then you expect someone to hire you, right? Not going to work. Practicing what you preach and saying, here's another one for coaches maybe, and you're talking about, energy and being in the right energy for things, and not, like some of the stuff even that I'm talking about, And then you're showing up in this stressed, freaked out energy all the time. But then you're telling your clients like, oh, you need to meditate and you need to do this. And then you're not doing the things that you're telling them to do to clear your own energy so that you're in this place of like frenzied stress, right? So just some examples. Are you practicing what you preach? Integrity. Okay. And then are you using energetically aligned marketing? Okay. So, because if you are just like, I don't like fake people. It's really important to me to be genuine and authentic. But then you just purchased an email automation bundle with 40 different templates, and that's what you're using for your email marketing instead of your own messaging. Or you are, talking again about authenticity and doing what lights you up. And, I'll say like an example for me would be, and this is right now where I'm at, like the idea of doing a challenge makes me want to put pins in my eyes. Like it's way too much work, way too much. It's just not me. There's nothing wrong with people doing that, but it would be very out of alignment for me. It would not be an integrity for me to go do that event because I don't believe that that's the best thing for myself or my audience. And if I would be doing it, I would only be doing it because someone else told me that it worked and it worked for them. And I'd be forcing it. So like energetically aligned marketing, being able to market yourself in a way that actually feels good and doesn't make you want to put pins in your eyes, doesn't make you feel like you're selling your soul. Because if every time you show up online, you're feeling like that, you're not going to attract anything except frustration. Okay. So integrity in what you're doing and then in your business, but also in your life. And this is especially going to be relevant for someone who, let's say, like maybe you're a relationship coach, but you spend like every night fighting with your spouse for 3 hours, right? And not saying like, of course, we all fight, we all argue, but if you're going out and telling people like, this is how you have perfect communication, then this is how you do this, this, and this, and then you're not doing those things, like it's really going to be hard for you to go out and try to sell that offer. So, and Eleanor, I'm going to use you. Okay. Because you talked a little bit, here in terms of like, okay, you're feeling really good about your offerings and, now the focus is sharing the zone of genius and exactly how your intuitive readings can help. So you're talking about intuition, but are you listening to your intuition, right? So like in your life, are you listening to your intuition in all ways? Starting with going back full circle in your business, like, are you doing the energetically aligned marketing? Are you doing this work, that work? And I'm not saying that you are, I'm just using that as an example. But in your life, or like, are you a money coach? But you're just, and even if you're not a money coach, it doesn't matter. Like if you're wanting to show up as a leader and then you are making really irresponsible decisions all the time and second guessing yourself and then expecting to go out and be able to attract people with that energy, it's not going to work. So you have to have your ducks in a row in your life, in your business, and to be doing those things. It doesn't mean that you have to be perfect, but you also then have to be able to recognize when and where you're not doing those things, when and where you're not in integrity, and be willing to shift that, be willing to change that, and shift how you're showing up for yourself and for your business and your life. Okay. So very important: clarity, alignment, integrity. So that's where we're at right now. And then the fourth step, and this isn't really so much a step, right? And none of them are really steps. They're just all like pieces that need to be in place in order for you to be able to shift into that next level income with ease. And that is worthiness, self-worth, self-trust, belief in yourself. This is really important because you can show up all day, every day, doing all of the right things, taking all of the right actions from a marketing perspective, a sales perspective, a business perspective. But if you are showing up and you feel unworthy of the things that you desire, if you show up and you don't believe in yourself and your work and how you're presenting yourself to the world, if you are doubting yourself, if you're constantly in a state of feeling judgmental about yourself because of where you are or how much you're making, you are dealing with some self-worth issues. If you're constantly people pleasing and putting other people before yourself, you're dealing with some self-worth issues, and you have to clean that up. It's not saying, now, I'm not going to say like you can't have self-worth issues and be successful, because you can, but in order to be successful, to sustain that success, and for you to be able to shift into that next level with ease, you have to be able to recognize when you have these issues and be willing to do the work to clean them up and to maintain them and shift them. Okay, so like if you know that you deal with self-worth issues, maybe like, for instance, like I, with a lot of my clients, use EFT tapping, right? So that works for them. It works. I do it preventatively every day. I tap. It's the first thing I do before I get out of bed. Did it before I did this live today. Like knowing those things that help you to shift your feelings, so that if you are feeling in a place of unworthiness, it's not going to stop you, or it's not going to be how you show up in your marketing. Because when you show up and have those feelings about yourself, you aren't going to be able to show up and attract as a leader. You're not going to be able to easily move into that next level, because it's always going to feel hard. So I hope this is all making sense for everybody. And so I've just been kind of talking here. Feel free to ask any questions if you have any at this point. But so these here, I just want to review. The key steps that I've talked about are clarity, alignment, integrity, worthiness. Okay. So I'm sorry, just refreshing comments again. Hey, Sarah. Okay, so I want to go back now to your comment, Eleanor, and you had said, yes, I do feel good about my offerings. Where I need to focus is sharing my zone of genius and exactly how my intuitive readings can help. And I'm not saying this is necessarily the case for you, but I'm just going to use this as an example as we're talking here for everybody. So when it comes to self-worth, and a lot of times, like sharing your zone of genius and how your intuitive readings can help, like you can know that you can help, that you can do these things. But sometimes when you have issues with self-worth, it's going to be really hard for you to talk about them. So that is part of why it's so important too, because the energy in which you show up, the belief in your things, and not just like, okay, yeah, I know that it's great, but am I willing to talk about it? Am I willing to share it? Do I feel worthy of the attention that brings? It's going to be really important to have that like unwavering self-worth, or at least the ability to shift those feelings, so that you can go out and share that zone of genius, right? Because for a lot of people, what I see happening is they struggle a lot with really articulating what that zone of genius is. And this is at all levels, guys. Like even people that are making multiple 5-figure months can sometimes struggle with this. And you can get to a point of that success, but that it feels so much harder. And you a lot of times are doing a lot of things that feel much more out of alignment getting to that point. So would you rather do that with ease? Would you rather do that with everything just feels like you're pulling teeth, right? So feeling really amazing about your offers, about your genius, and being willing to share that and shout it from the rooftops is so important to your overall success. So now, again, full circle review here: clarity, alignment, integrity, worthiness. So these are these key steps, these key pieces of what it takes to shift into your next level income with ease. Okay. And having pieces of it are definitely going to make it easier. Having all of it is definitely going to make it much easier for you. And the thing is as I think I said in the beginning, like it might feel like a lot in the beginning to say, okay, now I have to do this work. And I encourage you to do, whether you're meditate, journaling, etc., around these things that we've talked about today, to see really where you are with them. Because if there's specific areas that you don't have in place, that's where you're going to want to concentrate, right? Because the more you can get that in order now where you're at, the easier it's going to be to move into that next level. And, if you don't have the things that you need in place, put them in place, get the support to help you put them in place, get the coaches, get the, hire someone to do something for you if that's what it takes, because you doing these things, you shifting into that next level, it is required. If you want to be a leader, if you want to be the authority that people come to for things, you have to have these things in place. So that all being said, some of you that are on probably have already heard me talk about this, but for those that are really ready to take that next level, to step into that next level with ease. All of these areas that I talked about today are going to be a focus of my upcoming mastermind, which starts right after the first of the year, the first week of January, and it's called Shifting into Success. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to make these shifts to help you get the clarity, to help you get everything in alignment, to make sure that you know how to go out there loud and proud and share your zone of genius and call in those right people with ease and get rid of the big crazy launch events, and to figure out what marketing and sales is going to feel more energetically aligned for you, so that you can not just expand into that next level, but sustain that next level and grow from there with ease. So hope everybody has enjoyed this today. Sorry. Oh, I'm going to come back to the comments because I missed some. So yes, self-worth has been huge for me. Eleanor said 100%. Oh my gosh. Like, when you have this in place, or at least the ability to like recalibrate it, it can be really, really supportive of just massively exploding your business. And Deb said, truth, clarity, alignment, integrity, worthiness, all necessary. Yes, absolutely. Sarah said 100% resonates. Thank you. And I love EFT too. Yes, it's amazing. And if it's something you have not tried, you want to learn about, let me know. If you want information on that Shifting into Success mastermind, just send me a message or comment in the comments in the Facebook group or on my personal Facebook page, and I will respond to you. But thank you all for tuning in. I will be back next week. I'm going to be doing a little longer session that's going to be all about stepping into your success zone. That's going to be a little bit more of a like masterclass style, but I'll be doing it live here in the Success Zone Facebook group. I'm not going to be broadcasting that one outside the group. So if you're watching that from outside the group, make sure you join the Success Zone Facebook group so that you can have access to that. That's next Thursday, the 28th at 11:30 a.m. Yeah, 11:30. So, and I think that's Eastern. I will talk to you all soon. Have an amazing day.